If you have health insurance, this reform just gave you more control by reining in the worst excesses and abuses of the insurance industry with some of the toughest consumer protections this country has ever known, so that you are actually getting what you pay for. If you don't have insurance, this reform gives you a chance to be a part of a big purchasing pool that will give you choice and competition and cheaper prices for insurance. And it includes the largest healthcare tax cut for working families and small businesses in history, so that if you lose your job and you change jobs, start that new business. You'll finally be able to purchase quality, affordable care and the security and peace of mind that comes with it. This reform is the right thing to do for our seniors. It makes Medicare stronger and more solvent, extending its life by almost a decade. And it's the right thing to do for our future. It will reduce our deficit by more than $100 billion over the next decade. And more than $1 trillion in the decade after that. So this isn't radical reform. But it is major reform. This legislation will not fix everything that ails our healthcare system. But it moves us decisively in the right direction. This is what change looks like. Now, as momentous as this day is, it's not the end of this journey. On Tuesday, the Senate will take up revisions to this legislation that the House has embraced. And these are revisions that have strengthened this law and removed provisions that had no place in it. Some have predicted another siege of parliamentary maneuvering in order to delay adoption of these improvements. I hope that's not the case. It's time to bring this debate to a close. And begin the hard work of implementing this reform properly on behalf of the American people. This year, and in years to come, we have a solemn responsibility to do it right. Nor does this day represent the end of the work that faces our country. The work of revitalizing our economy goes on. The work of promoting private sector job creation goes on. The work of putting American families' dreams back within reach goes on. And we march on, with renewed confidence, energized by this victory on their behalf. In the end, what this day represents is another stone firmly laid in the foundation of the American dream. Tonight, we answered the call of history as so many generations of Americans have before us. When faced with crisis, we did not shrink from our challenge, we overcame it. We did not avoid our responsibility, we embraced it. We did not fear our future. We shaped it. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Barack Obama. Address on Healthcare at George Mason University. Delivered March 19, 2010. Hello, George Mason. How's everybody doing today? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Audience. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. The President, thank you, everybody. It's good to be back with some real patriots. I want to thank Dr. Alan Merton. The president of George Mason University, and his family. Dr. Shirley Travis, who's here, thank you. And Coach Laroniga, we were just talking a little bit about. Looking forward to picking George Mason in my bracket next year. Audience member, we love you. The President, I love you. I don't know if some of you remember, but I visited this university about 3 years ago for the first time. This was at just the dawn of my presidential campaign. It was about 3 weeks old, I think. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of staff. Nobody could pronounce my name. Our poll numbers were quite low. And a lot of people, a lot of people in Washington, they didn't think it was even worth us trying. Audience member, yes we can. The President, they had counted us out before we had even started. Because the Washington conventional wisdom was that change was too hard. But what we had even then was a group of students here. At George Mason who believed that if we worked hard enough and if we fought long enough, if we organized enough supporters, then we could finally bring change to that city across the river. We believed that despite all the resistance, we could make Washington work. Not for the lobbyists, not for the special interests, not for the politicians, but for the American people. And now 3 years later, I stand before you, 1 year after the worst recession since the Great Depression. Having to make a bunch of tough decisions, having had a tumultuous debate. Having had a lot of folks who were skeptical that we could get anything done. And right now, we are at the point where we are going to do something historic this weekend. That's what this healthcare vote is all about. Audience, yes we can. Yes we can. Yes we can. The president, a few miles from here. Congress is in the final stages of a fateful debate about the future of health insurance in America. It's a debate that's raged not just for the past year but for the past century. One thing when you're in the White House, you've got a lot of history books around you. And so I've been reading up on the history here. Teddy Roosevelt, Republican, was the first to advocate that everybody get health care in this country. Every decade since, we've had presidents, Republicans and Democrats. From Harry Truman to Richard Nixon to JFK to Lyndon Johnson to every single president has said we need to fix the system. It's a debate that's not only about the cost of healthcare. Not just about what we're doing about folks who aren't getting a fair shake from their insurance companies. It's a debate about the character of our country, about whether we can still meet the challenges of our time. Whether we still have the guts and the courage to give every citizen not just some, the chance to reach their dreams. At the heart of this debate is the question of whether we're going to accept a system That works better for the insurance companies than it does for the American people, because if this vote fails, the insurance industry will continue to run amok. They will continue to deny people coverage. They will continue to deny people care. They will continue to jack up premiums 40 or 50 or 60% as they have in the last few. Weeks without any accountability whatsoever. They know this. And that's why their lobbyists are. Stalking the halls of Congress as we speak, and pouring millions of dollars into negative ads. And that's why they are doing everything they can to kill this bill. So the only question left is this: are we going to let the special interests win once again? Audience, no. The president, or are we going to make this vote a victory for the American people? Audience, yes we can. Yes we can. The President, George Mason, the time for reform is right now. Not a year from now, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, it's now. We have had a year of hard debate. Every proposal has been put on the table. Every argument has been made. We have incorporated the best ideas from Democrats and from Republicans into a final proposal that builds on the system of private insurance that we currently have. The insurance industry and its supporters in Congress have tried to portray this as radical change. Now, I just want to be clear, everybody. Listen up, because we have heard every crazy thing about this bill. You remember, first we heard this was a government takeover of healthcare. Then we heard that this was going to kill Granny. Then we heard, well, illegal immigrants are going to be getting the main benefits of this bill. They have thrown every argument at this legislative effort. But when it turns out, at the end of the day, what we're talking about is common sense reform. That's all we're talking about. If you like your doctor, you're going to be able to keep your doctor. If you like your plan, keep your plan. I don't believe we should give government or the insurance companies more control over healthcare in America. I think it's time to give you, the American people, more control over your health. And since you've been hearing a whole bunch of nonsense, let's just be clear on what exactly the proposal that they're going to vote on in a couple of days will do. It's going to change healthcare in 3 ways. Number 1, we are going to end the worst practices of insurance companies. This is a patient's bill of rights on steroids. Starting this year, thousands of uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions will be able to purchase health insurance, some for the very first time. Starting this year, insurance companies will be banned forever. From denying coverage to children with pre-existing conditions. Starting this year, insurance companies will be banned from dropping your coverage when you get sick. And they've been spending a lot of time weeding out people who are sick so they don't have to pay benefits that people have already paid for. Those practices will end.